Go ahead, Dan. The obvious question, was it a feeling of relief when the girls at the final siren secured the final spot?
Yeah, a little bit. I think that's what they're all working towards. So to finally, kind of tick that box that we made that part of the season was a relief. But at the same time, I think the last 4 games of the season we're kind of building a nice brand of footy and consistent brand of footy, which we hope that stacks up coming into finals. So yeah, a little bit of relief, but also reward for the last month of footy.
There were a few times in the later half of the season where Geelong looked as if they could slip out of that top 8. Was it that of a worry across your mind?
Look, not particularly. I think the first, say, 4 games of the year set us up for what we've been training over the pre-season block to show some of our attributes around players across the ground that can give us some significant improvement, whether it be our attack or defence. Our midfield clearly have improved over that period. And we're trying a few different things, and there was always going to be some ebbs and flows to performance off the back of it, I thought. So I wasn't surprised that we kind of hit some flat points around that. I don't think it was due to effort and whatnot. It was just more around just getting the connection piece right with some particular players and positions. So yeah, I didn't think that we were struggling to potentially miss. That's not being arrogant. That was like, I think our form is going to be good enough. And the fixture, I thought our fixture was a positive fixture in regards to the challenges ahead, and we met some of those, and a couple we didn't meet. So yeah, I was happy with obviously the end result.
Do you feel you are a better side than last year when you did go down in the elimination final? And if so, what do you think has improved in 12 months?
No, I think we're a better team. I think the connection piece, as discussed before, has got better. Our midfield bats pretty deep, and they've had more time to play together and train together, which is positive. I mean, last year we keep thinking back to the first final that the girls have played together. It was a tight game. I think it was at 2 points was the result, but we had the game on our terms in the second half of that game, and I think we had 41 or 42 inside 50s and just couldn't score. And look at the Kangaroos this year; they've been an absolute brilliant team, and they've been playing really great footy. And we strive to be consistent in that space. And to be fair, the last couple of weeks we've had a lot of inside 50 entries for sometimes not having the polish that we needed. And that game last season that I referred to in terms of the final and how we performed late, that was the area we need to get better at, and we still need to get better at that space. So we're comfortable that we're going to get looks, as teams will as well, but it's making the most of those entries. So to play a second final together, I think the group are going to be feeling like that anxiety and whatnot from last season, maybe a different sense of anxiety and pressure, but we're better for it.
How much has that last year's final been discussed in the lead up, and is there a bit of a burning desire from the players to right the wrongs of last year when you were in such a strong position to make it a bit further?
Hasn't been discussed at all, and I hand on my heart to say that. The question before about a relief to get to finals, I think that's what we've been trying to get to, is to play post-season, and then we'll just take it from where it is from here. So to play Essendon this week, it's like, radio, this is another game that we're building on over the last 3 or 4 weeks of our performance to keep showing each other that we're good enough to play consistent brand of footy, and it wouldn't matter who we're playing against. So yeah, we haven't talked about last year's final. No doubt the players will be having conversations around the past, but as a coaching group, we haven't brought up to the players now.
You mentioned that forward connection. You're not going to have Kate Darby this week. What impact does that have on your structure?
It shouldn't have too much. Kate gives us flexibility with her size and her maturity. We've been using Kate the last few weeks predominantly to support the ruck area. So if we needed something up front, Kate has the flexibility to go forward and give us a target. But she's also been very good for us behind the ball and just supporting our defence when she's playing as a ruck. So yeah, we need to make sure that that's the area we're filling this week. But with whoever comes in to support that needs to have some flexibility around where they can play a dual position, not just supporting area in the ruck. So we'll miss her. Like, she's gutted clearly that she, she's not a mean person. It was just one of those awkward scenarios where, thankfully both players are okay. But yeah, I think she'll be watching on intently to make sure we get through to get back in. But yeah, I think her impact around stoppage and supporting Erin has been significant, and we need to replace that this weekend.
And one of the games you did drop in the middle of the year was to the Bombers. What lessons have you taken out of that performance?
A number of lessons, Sarah. I think it's been documented that our contested possession, our balance between inside and outside, needs to be right for us to do well, and I couldn't agree more. And we just got that so wrong against the Bombers. And to their credit, again, they didn't allow us to be playing the game that we'd like. I think from memory we won hit-outs to advantage and clearance, but just got no bang for buck on the outside. So contested possessions we were down. So we need to make sure that we're righting some of those wrongs from last time. But again, I'm not reflecting on Essendon game round 6 because it's such a long time ago. They're a different team now. We're a different team. And I think our last few weeks we've kind of shown that if we get the balance right, that our brand of footy is good enough to play a brand that can win games.
One of the differences going into this weekend is that you'll play Essendon at home instead of winning at Oval. How much of a difference does it make to play a home final?
Oh, we're lucky. We're lucky to play and train at GMHBA. It's a venue that's an AFL venue. It's we're used to the conditions here as well. We're used to the size and shape of the ground, and to train and play where you train is a significant help to us. And I think we play on different venues in the AFLW. Some unlike GMHBA clearly, but for a team to come down here and play, I think it's also exciting for them too. I happened to chat with a couple of the Hawthorn players pre-game last week, and just looking around at our venue, they were like, "This is the best. This is so good. How lucky are we to play here?" And that's how we feel too. So it helps us immensely to play here.
Just on Kate Darby's ban, do you feel it was a bit harsh? What were your thoughts on the 1 week suspension?
I probably need to be careful with how I respond here. As a coach, yes, I'd love to see her be playing. And you look at, it was just awkward. It didn't. She was probably caught in between two minds in regards to channeling and looking to either smother or tackle, and then you throw in the variable of the player changing direction ever so slightly, and then within that split moment you've got to make a decision. And Kate looked like she tried to get away, just brace and get away from her, and for Jasmine to get up and keep playing the game like without any holding their face or showing signs of being hit brutally, it was like, well, maybe there wasn't as much impact. But again, the head's sacrosanct, and we've got to respect that. So yeah, I put my coaching hat on. It's like I'd love to see her playing, but she understands too the risk that's involved with those types of actions.
Just wanted to ask you a little bit of a broader question about your skipper, Meg.
Yep.
And the impact that she's had on this club over the last couple of years in helping, alongside yourself, steering the Cats up the ladder a bit. How special a person is Meg? Oh,
she's the glue that holds the whole place together. Looking at her journey and the adversity that she had to go through early days, starting the game from a later position as well. But she's just got that determination and the capacity to lead players and people to be the best that they can be. And we've had such a mix of ins and outs of players throughout with her journey as well, her time at the club. So she's seen it all in terms of the earlier times when the team wasn't succeeding very much, or to now. And she's been a huge part of the reason why we've improved as we have. And you look at the up-and-coming leaders like Nina and Becky and Amy and Georgie and, this next crew, they're the proteges that work with her, and what you see through them is the reason, all from Meg. And for me, to be able to work with her on a daily basis, part of a PLG, and just the care and love she has for the program, but also for number 1 on the list, number 31 on the list. It doesn't matter who it is. There's this full support, and she's very progressive too. Like, she's always looking to find ways to improve not just football, but also leadership capacity, the human relationships, and that's what she's great at, and that's why we're continuing to evolve, because of having someone like her at the helm and leading and mentoring those that are coming through that are going to continue her I suppose, vein of leadership, which is exciting for us. Yeah.
Are you expecting just the one change of selection with Kate out?
Yeah, we are at this stage. Obviously, Kate's position is going to narrow a few of the selections that we can bring in to support her loss. We've got tonight to get through as well. We'll give the girls a nice hit out with some match practice to get them up and about. So if we get through that unscathed, which I'm hoping we do, we should only see the one change.